time for the AFC Championship, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Kansas City. It's the Ravens and the Chiefs under the lights on Sunday night.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to chilly, but of course sold out, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports, and man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
I don't know about you, but my butterflies in my stomach, they have iron winds in this one. And every guy I've ever talked to has all said the same thing. This game, the conference championship game, may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
Gets a trip to sunny Arizona for Super Bowl 57. The AFC title game is underway. This fielded right at the goal line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Now Dobbins again on second down. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there. Now it's third down and inches. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Hardman on the return. Running right through it. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out of Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And when you think of Patrick Mahomes, you start to think about all of his attributes, and you realize very quickly you can't just put him into one box. No matter how the game proceeds, no matter what is needed, he tends to have an answer for it and plays accordingly.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Mahomes going to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
first down. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT. On 2nd and 10, Mahomes eluding the pressure right. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing there for him. 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Mahomes' throw complete there to Beckham. And he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. That's a great example right there to remind everyone of what a weapon he can be as a mobile quarterback, Charles. Nice play to escape the pocket and get his offense into the red zone with a first down.
And defensive coaches losing their mind on that play because they knew about his mobility coming in, and they preached all week long. If he gets outside the pocket, find receivers in your area and cover them. Otherwise, plays like that will continue to result.
They go back to the ground with Edwards-Helaire. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Next, the receivers have spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he stopped immediately there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Justin Houston coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the right hash, that's a 31-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
Ideally, you would end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take, punts, you're going to want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. Only a couple there, so he'll be brought down about the 28. third down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs. Jackson now. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And in this very cold night air, how much harder, Charles, is it to hang on to that football?
It's a lot harder, and I know for the most part we think about a ball being slick when there's rain or snow, any type of moisture. But when it's cold and dry like this, and it is cold, it's also slick that way because you're not able to really grip it the same way. Your hands are cold, and then the hits seem harder. So, yeah, it's a lot more difficult to hold on to the football, which means you have to emphasize it that much more.
Wind chills right now, 12 degrees. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
The second quarter from KC. It's the Chiefs in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another 1st down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Quickly into the hands of Beckham. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. And he
is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are able to extend their lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead grows to 10-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
He hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass. Defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, then you mix it up a little bit with play action.
Maintain that balance, time to find out. Just what you want on a 1st down run, call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And he will have the Chiefs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Tally that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City. And 10-yard touchdown grab. But his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
15. He's got it, and it's 17-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's OBJ, Odell Beckham, who ends it with a touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. But this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. Flush to his right. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. From just shy of midfield, Jackson. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 40. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Dobbins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. From the 38, Jackson. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Frank Clark just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the 1st down sack. Jackson, he gets this underneath to Dobbins. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop him with exactly a minute to go before halftime. And a long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Here's Jackson. Sanders has it over the middle. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 15-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. And that throw behind his man. He missed it, incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Jackson will throw again. Flushed out right. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first as he can only make it to the 11. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. Tucker's kick is good, and they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room, maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of a team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And with Mahomes under center, anything's possible. Watch out for the deep ball. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the battle to see who will take home that Lamar Hunt trophy and represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's look back to the NFC Championship game held earlier today. And it is the Green Bay Packers are heading back to the Super Bowl as they await the winner of this AFC Championship game. Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Ravens. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Both these teams going through their final adjustments before the second half. Which one will lift the Lamar Hunt trophy? To find out, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. And I think here with the lead, CD, they have to resist that temptation of kind of looking ahead. Would you agree?
Absolutely, I would agree, because they know the stakes. They know the winner of this game goes to the Super Bowl. And this one, it's far from over. They were the better team in the first half, but they do know that they're facing their toughest opponent of the year, and they've got to be prepared for them to fight it out all the way and add a few extra wrinkles in the second half as well. They need to stay on guard.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Mahomes. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. On play action, it's Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with the defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take get yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, he'll get good yardage himself.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Hardman to return. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense ready to go again. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Meanwhile, Mahomes throw into the hands here of Hardman. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just saw receivers find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire, and he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, his second touchdown of the night. And the Chiefs continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Extra point by Booker is on target, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. From the 27, Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. KC's offense ready to take over. They're just looking for more of the same. Great first half so far. Good second half. And sometimes, I guess, maybe, Charles, these coaches, they don't have to tell these guys much when they're rolling like they're rolling right now.
You're exactly right. I've heard stories of some of the best coaches in our time or any time having grabbed their staffs at halftime and said, guys, they're playing really well. Don't go in there and give them a whole lot of stuff. Just pat them on the back, and essentially the speech at halftime is, let's go, guys, and that's it.
Yeah, no one's upset the apple cart so far.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild, and here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now Edwards-Helaire. Pretty nice aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 62 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Mahomes to throw. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. To throw, it's Mahomes. Quick slant complete to OBJ. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Now here's Mahomes being chased out left. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Mahomes now to throw. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 7-yard touchdown play. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. They've been part of the cream of the crop in the AFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
Momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they are really laser-focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
They have been dominant in this one. Butker now to add the extra point. And he pushed it right. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway, the 20, and all the way in touchdown. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Chiefs ready to rock again on offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And that to the 30. It'll be 2nd down.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They go play fake. Mahomes. Caught. Kelsey, left side. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. One quarter remains for the right to go on to the Super Bowl. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
73 yards on the ground for him so far. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And the broken tackle helps lead to a 1st down gain. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. This offensive line is trying to establish himself in this game.
Before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. Nine-yard line, 2nd and 6. Mahomes going to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they'll pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Ravens offense back out there. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it's 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try to draw here with Dobbins. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. Defensively, they're okay with that. Showing around, tackling and pass.
It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Jackson on first down. He's got his man. It's Andrews. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
This game just keeps evolving and changing, doesn't it? You got a tight end who can move around a lot. Not necessarily using a big body on him. Sometimes you take a corner, a better cover guy, and put him on him and try and take him out of the game as we've seen in this one.
You're exactly right. They've taken him out of the game. That was just his first catch. Big reason they're losing right now. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16. To throw is Jackson. And that is incomplete here. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Yeah, the Ravens are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. They go play action now. Jackson looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. An incomplete pass on first down. Here's second and goal. Again, Jackson. He'll swing this, and he loses the football a second time. Well, there you go, from red zone to red zone on that fumble return.
It's amazing how fast things can turn around, isn't it? I mean, it looks like one team's driving, got everything taken care of. All of a sudden, the ball's on the ground, it popped in the air, and whoosh, there you go in the other direction. Good job.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
Previous play is under review.
And the question, was the knee in fact down before his ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. And this is going to be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here and maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down.
Season